The views and opinions shared on this show are from personal perspective, life experience of the individuals who share them for entertainment purposes only. This platform, its brand, and participants are not liable for the application and or result of any information shared on this channel. Viewers are advised to conduct their own research and make informed and prayerful decisions for their lives regarding the topics covered on this platform. Warning: this presentation is for adult audiences only. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us again on another episode of The Noble Vibe. I'm joined by my brother, my good friend, Mr. Lovely, and we are here to have the conversation, train them how to treat you. I love this conversation.
Me too. I like all of them. Really.
That's because you aggressive. You like the...
But I think it's kind of hard to train a woman.
Oh, we going there early in this conversation, huh? We just started.
I don't care. It's hard. Mm-hmm.
Now, what can I do to show them what I want done without insulting them?
That's hard, though.
That's very hard.
That's hard in life, period. Because you can tell somebody they're doing something that offends you, and they take it personal. So if you got two people stuck in that way, and they're trying to, hey, I don't like this, but hey, I don't like this either. It's going to eventually cause like a different type of conflict that some people can't get over, some people are working out. It's real life. I feel like two heads are better than one. If I got you and you just got to think everything on your own, then you got me on this side with somebody else and we working together, we're going to have thinking.
Okay.
You saying if you don't like the hair, fix it.
Right.
If you don't like the weight,
just little minor stuff, just fix it.
But the thing is, within doing that stuff, y'all can do it together.
Yeah.
She got to fix her inside on her own. It's nothing you can do.
Oh, that's good. That is good, sir. They else to be. And I think training people how to treat you has a lot to do with first how you treat yourself.
If you don't know how to treat you, how you expect me to? If I see you dogging you, what do you think I'm gonna do?
Listen, my mama always say this: don't start no relationship out doing something you ain't gonna keep doing. Training people how to treat you has a lot to do with your standard of care for you.
You first. If the mind's always going, and if you shut it down, it's still gonna have things going through it.
So you gotta give it direction.
Right.
Did y'all just hear that? The mind is always going. You have to give it direction. And your bag. That they're going to protect you and watch over you when you're at your most vulnerable and you exposed. And to me, that is the most valuable thing. That's really ultimately what you're trying to get to in every relationship. That I can trust you regardless of whether I'm there or not. I ain't got to be there to scream what you're saying about me. Because I already know how you feel about me, and I know you strong enough as a person to, have these thoughts and opinions. Now, can people change? Yes, they can.
But at that time, in that moment, that's what I was there for. Listen, if we would have hit the guardrail and everybody would have died, they wouldn't have known what happened. But even while they're asleep, they were taken care of. Not just by me, you know what I'm saying, by God, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, he put me in a situation. What if I wouldn't have gone in there? everybody, you know what I'm saying? So you never know.
Or saw the need to go.
Right.
That's good.
You never know why you're put somewhere until you're in that predicament, that situation. It's people get hired every day at different jobs, and they walk past people every day, and they never know in that crossing what they would get out that whole relationship.
Now that kind of step on some toes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is reasons we don't speak to neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason we clock in and we clock out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason we go, we hear the word, we get in our car and we come on. Because we don't want to be bothered. We don't want to build connection. We don't want to invest the time it takes to really be a friend, to have a friend.
But in that situation, you putting yourself in that situation, you're cutting yourself off a lot of times. I got a neighbor right now. If I leave out of town, he'll call me every 3 days, every 2 days. Hey, I took the trash in. Hey, nobody ain't been by the house. Hey, I checked the doors. I checked the backyard. But if I wasn't as friendly with him or open myself up to him, somebody could go in my house and he would have never said nothing.
My neighbors broke into my house, so I don't talk to them.
Well, I got good neighbors.
So I trust my video cameras.
I got those too, but I trust my neighbor too.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I had an Amazon package come in. He called me, hey, the Amazon package man came. I went and took the package in. I'll give it to you when you get home. Okay.
I wish I had neighbors like that.
Mm-hmm.
I got one neighbor let across the street from my house. She really.
But I invested in that relationship.
Yeah.
I invested in the relationship me and him had together. So now that we've built that bond, it's something there that, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Mm-hmm.
We're not best friends, but at the end of the day, we have that mutual respect for each other.
Mm-hmm. Y'all just see me blank completely out on this camera. I blanked completely out and forgot I was having a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a necessary conversation, training people how to treat you. Let's go to the transition that we all make from childhood to adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to come to a point where we have to retrain our parents how to treat us. Because I think
it don't work though.
It really doesn't work, but we do have to set limits and boundaries. How do we navigate that to say, hey, yo, I'm grown?
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know. I really truly don't, because me and my mom had a discussion. Me and my mom and my sister had a discussion, and my mama told her she still see us like we 12.
Mm.
And she said she don't never think she'll change.
So she's just straight up.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But she give us our independence.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're around her, it still don't stop the questions. Hey, did you eat today? Hey, you need to get some sleep. Hey, did you such and such, so and so? She still coming with the questions.
So that's her.
But she don't get in our business.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's how we do it. Move out.
Basically.
Move out. That's all I can tell you.
That is probably the only thing that really does work. Move out. That is the only thing that works. I move out, but my mama have a key.
Right.
And it don't matter what I'm doing. Right. She will put her key in the door and walk in.
I go to my mama's house right now. The first thing she go back, you ate? Yeah, I ate, Mom. Oh, you want something to drink? Yeah, I had something to drink, Mom.
Wow. That's good advice, though. Just move out. And then just when you go back, it is what it is. Okay, so what about siblings? Ooh, now that's a hard one. Siblings. Training our siblings. Listen, I'll start this one. I measure my time. Like, if I know we could be together about an hour without getting into it, then I'm going to enjoy my hour and then I'm going to go.
See, I don't have that.
Okay.
Me and my sister are close. Like, we argue, but we'll be talking in the next few minutes. We disagree about everything. She headstrong just like I am. Mm-hmm. But we are so close, that don't mean nothing to us. So, but we don't stay together either. Maybe if we stay together, we'll have more conflict, but we don't. So when we're around each other, like, I call her, insult her. She'll call me and insult me, but we laugh about it. So,
now, how close are y'all in age?
she's 3 years older than me.
Okay. So that's close. All of my siblings are like a year and 3 months, year, 4 months, year and 5 months apart. So we're all very close in age, but with the exception of our little sister who's 14. But I know it's me. I know it's because of my personality. Because the 3 other older siblings, they get along fine.
All boys?
2 of them are boys and 1 of them is a girl.
Okay. I'm talking the older ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my older sister recently told me, she's like, girl, I don't hang out with them like that. But my brothers, they can hang out like all day, every day. Why you looking like that?
That go back to what I said earlier.
What?
You put men together and they'll bond and connect, no problems.
Right.
You add a female to the situation,
Well, I know it, like I said, I will take ownership. I know it's because of my personality. Because I'm very
most men are like
opinionated.
Go with the flow type stuff.
Not my brothers.
Most of them. I mean, with each other, they not arguing with each other.
Oh, no, they're not arguing with
So
one
they
another.
going with the flow. They going with the flow of whatever's going on. If not, they will be arguing.
Listen, I don't think they're arguing. I don't know what they do in their personal time.
Going with the flow.
But this is my whole thing. When I'm training people how to treat me, it's like, don't be in denial of your own crap. If you're going to call me out on mine, you got to be willing to own yours. So if we're going to share space together, don't say I'm being because I call you out on your crap.
But listen, everything ain't be meant to be called out on.
You the second man that done sat at this table and then said some foolishness like that.
It's true. Everything shouldn't be an argument.
And this is why I measure. I've learned this though. I've learned to measure my time. And I've also learned how to mind my own business on a level that is so satisfying now. When I tell you I don't care, and I just came into that, like maybe the last 8 months of my life, I have really come into minding my own business like you would not believe. And I am just so happy with the results.
But the thing is, you know how many arguments that save?
Minding
your own business.
I don't argue.
I'm talking about period.
Listen,
you may not
only
argue.
business I would get into was theirs.
Right. But you know how many arguments that save with people minding their business. If more people mind their business, we would have half of the problems we have in the world.
And it's okay to say it's not your business.
Right. But you gotta say that. Just don't get in people's business.
But it is okay if you have to say it, because some people are pushy, like me, who you have to say that is none of your business.
But if they do say it, are you offended?
It don't matter at that point.
It does, because it could cause an argument because you're offended because I told you to mind your business.
And you know what? You know why I say I don't care? Because I'm old enough not to care. Because people my age are dropping dead. And I just don't have time. I don't have time to waste on these things. If you're agitating me, or you're aggravating me, or you're bothering me, or you're overstepping your boundaries, I'm gonna tell you. And let's move on. Okay. But at the same time, if I communicate that way, I can't get offended when you communicate back with me that way. Now that's a good one. When you training somebody how to treat you, and when you don't mind checking them on their stuff, you can't be offended when they check you on yours in the same way you have checked them on theirs. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. So if a friend of mine, which this has happened, who very bluntly, gee, you da 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 da. I own that. I gotta eat it. But when somebody checking on you, and you get offended, or you stop taking their calls, or you don't want to communicate. See, to me, that says a lot.
I agree.
That said, all right.
I agree.
Well, obviously, we ain't in the same place in this relationship. So I tell you what.
Right. It can't be one sided.
Right.
It can't be. No double standards in a relationship.
No, can't be. We're just gonna sit, let him text. He need to concentrate.
Nah. We ain't gonna sit and let me tell you. We gonna talk.
You need to concentrate.
I'm concentrating. Go ahead.
No, wait. Go ahead.
We got 2 confirmations too.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I'm just joking though. He's been handling business for the show the whole time. But I just talk trash. That's what I do. So I can't get mad if he talk trash back.
Mm-hmm. And I talk a lot of it.
Yes, he does. A whole lot of it. You know, I think that was one of the things that made us click. Because you talk a lot of trash.
I do. I always have. I think I get it from my mama. I talk loud. She talk loud. Like, we so much like twins, I promise you.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm saying that's a beautiful thing. And it truly is that she survives. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and even in your baby, you survive. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing. I guess because I'm older now at this stage in my life, we've talked about parents. We've talked about siblings. Let's go to friends. We've sprinkled that in along the way too.
I got a good set of friends.
Okay.
We all grew up together. Every one of my friends are merchant seamen. We all care about each other. I just had a birthday on the 12th of February. And my friends couldn't come to town, but they sent money. They threw me a birthday party. I knew nothing about it. A birthday dinner. They sent money, bought decorations, cakes, all kind of stuff. And I was appreciative. Not because of the materials, but because of how we are with each other. It's been times when my daughter was 2 and I really didn't have no money. I was broke. My daughter had to go to daycare. Daycare was $160 a week. It was days I didn't even know how I was going to pay it, but one of them came through. And vice versa. Like, we all been there for each other through the hard times. So, you know
Testing and trying.
Right. So, it's smooth sailing these days. It's smooth sailing these days because we all come up together. And right now, if one of us short, somebody going to make sure the other one got.
That's good.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. So y'all have really come into a place where y'all have gone through the training stage.
Right.
And now y'all just enjoying the benefits of speaking the same language.
Right. We grew up, listen, all of us grew up in the same neighborhood, right around the corner from each other, had nothing, played outside all day, had them in my house when my mama told me no company while she was at work, and vice versa, all kind of stuff. Did crazy stuff together that nobody would speak on unless you was there.
Where they grew up is a beautiful area now, but I still ain't fooled. I don't go through there at night.
I love it.
I'm not fooled.
But you know what? It shaped every single one of us to be exactly what we are, because I don't think I'd be the person I am if I didn't have hard times. I couldn't connect to the kids if I didn't have struggle. I know what struggle is. I know what it is to go home and want your daddy there, or go home or go to a game. I played basketball in different sports, and my mama couldn't come to none of the games. Not because she was a deadbeat or sorry, but she working. So I know what it is. So I don't make my daughter go through that. Yeah. And that was one of my goals. My goals was to be better than what I saw. Be better than what I was around. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Training yourself how to manage your own space, how to manage other relationships. So the training ain't just one direction. I'm still constantly learning as I go. I'm still making those adjustments.
A relationship is just like an 8-hour job.
Wow.
Everything that you do at work, is something gonna happen and gonna make your job evolve, and you gotta get with the program. The same thing with a relationship. If you stay stagnant, you're gonna stay at the bottom.
Yeah. And that stagnant comment just is a great caveat to go to this next one when we're talking about relationships. When those booed up things. Mm-hmm. When you talk about stagnation, and I've expressed this to you in the past, I cannot be in any kind of relationship, mm-hmm. whether it's professional, spiritual, friend, I don't care what it is, and the relationship not grow, move, like we don't come into a deeper depth of knowledge. Mm-hmm. How important is it, do you think, growing in a relationship is?
It's important. It's important, but it takes dedication and hard work. Without it, you still you can want it, but until you say, okay, if somebody comes to you and we're in a relationship and you was like, I want us to move forward, but if every time I go outside you accuse me of cheating, or every time I do this, you accuse me of this. Or every time I do this, you feel like I'm trying to be slick. How is that going to get us closer? That's going to push us further apart.
Okay, listen, ladies. We're getting into the juicy part. Getting into the juicy part. But what if I, as a woman, really feel that way? And that's what I'm expressing.
Then why be with me? Why be even if I stepped out? If I stepped out and we had negative time, but I'm doing things. Say I stepped out and I used to go to the club all the time, used to hang out. Now I don't hang out. Only time I go out if a friend come in town, it's a birthday or this or that, and that's the only time I go out. When are you going to get over there or let me go?
Mm-hmm. Grow.
Right.
Let's move past it.
Right.
How hard is it to grow though?
It depends on the person.
And that's why you say the work.
It depends on what you want, because I look at people all the time. You can have the worst guy in the world, and you take him back, and you treat him like gold, and he can still be cheating on you, and you treat him like gold, and your friend, she mess up one time, and you don't talk to her no more. That's crazy to me.
That's actually real good.
That's crazy to me.
That's good. Ladies, we so complicated. Mm-hmm. Did y'all hear what he just said? You forgive your man time and time and time again, and your friend mess up one time, and you dismiss her. Mm-hmm. Well, can I raise this? Mm-hmm. That in a friendship, you know somebody very intimately. Mm-hmm. Okay, just like you do in a relationship, but it is different. And possibly there has been overlooking of certain things already. Mm-hmm. And then at a point that you or he knows about, let's say he, because we're not talking about Lovely personally, we're talking about the male species. The woman, the man only comes into knowledge once the relationship is severed. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of other things that have taken place that you have no knowledge of. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but okay. So it just looks like the relationship has been cut, but it's been a lot of stuff going on you don't know about. Because we girls, we do not tell our men everything, right. Especially when it comes to our girlfriends. We do not. The same way I'm sure they don't tell us everything. Right, but in situations, okay. Me and my friend, we done had disagreements. It have been things that I didn't like on either side. There's things that they didn't like. But we come together and say, hey, bro, such and such, so-and-so, I ain't like that, or this, that, and another. You talk it out. But in the long run, we get past it. And we don't dwell on it. See, a lot of situations, I grew up around women. And I've seen, like, they get mad with their friend and they dwell on that one situation, or they dwell on all those situations. So, yeah, you may have stuff that you think, me and my friend been friends 20-something years. You think we'll have things that we don't like about each other, or things that each other done. We just don't dwell on it. Mm-hmm. A lot of women that, like I told you, I grew up around women. Here you go again. They dwell on situations. I'm not going to keep holding this over your head. We did this 10 years ago. The passion of a woman is different than it is for a man.
It is.
And I'm not saying that it is dwelling. I am saying the nature and the passion of a woman is different. Our heart and the way we process things are different. Once you're in a woman's heart, you're in. But once you out, that's why these transitions are so permanent. And when you're either coming in, it takes a little while, and when you're leaving, it takes a little while too. You know, depending on how often you release people, you may get good at it. You know, I just think we as women and as men in relationships, we need to give one another room. And we need to trust one another when it comes to managing our personal relationships, with our personal friendships, especially predating the relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
Relationships predating the relationship. I think we should kind of tread very lightly there.
You have to. And in a situation, I'm dealing with a female. If I'm in a relationship, so if my girl come home telling me about her friend, I don't want to hear it. I'm not gonna listen to it.
And she shouldn't be telling you about her friend.
Right, but that happens. People pillow talk. You pillow talk and say, "Oh, this girl, oh, such and such tried me, this, that, and the other." Well, if you keep telling somebody something negative over and over, after a while, guess what's gonna happen? They're not gonna like that person, and you still gonna be around that person. So while you being around that person, I'm looking at you like, why the hell are you still talking to them after such and such, so and so, so and so? Because
good.
all I ever hear is negative stuff.
That's so good.
So with me being in that situation, I don't want to hear it.
So that works more than the person in a relationship taking their business outside of a relationship. That's even them taking their outside relationships and bringing them into the relationship, talking to their spouse about it.
Right.
That's good.
Right.
That's good.
Because if you go to a job right now, if me and you finna go work together, we've never worked together before, and I say, oh, that dang on Nathan. You ain't gonna like Nathan because such and such, so and so. When you get to the job, 9 times out of 10, you gonna already have a problem.
Right, I'm already having an opinion. That's right.
You gonna already have an opinion off of what I told you, and you may see just a little bit of what I said, but he might not be as bad. I might just not like him.
And let me just say this: I have watched and been mentored by a lot of vloggers out here. A lot of vloggers that I have come to love their content, their platform. And then all of a sudden they all started fighting. Just one day they all started fighting. And I felt like a little kid, and it really polarized my opinion, my love. It really put me in a holding pattern because I'm like, who do I believe? What's going on? Till one day I just say, you know what? I like who I like. I'm not going to believe nobody because I don't know really what happened. You know, everybody has their version of what happened, so I'm going to just like who I like, and I'm going to just move forward like that.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. Everybody doesn't have a strong ability to be able to do that. Some of us are chameleons. Some people are chameleons. They just go along with the crowd. If I don't like you, then we don't like you. I never have like that group think mentality that have us around videotaping somebody dying instead of helping. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I think that was a very good point. We have to protect other people's perception of our relationship, and we have to protect the perception of the person we're in the relationship with, regarding the people that we're in friendships with. What's the right word? How delicate is that relationship when you're managing? Like, I've been friends with somebody for 20, like my friends. Let's just use me as an example. Hey, I've been friends with my friends for like 20 plus years. Okay? As old as I am, someone comes into my life. How does that work?
With your friends in your relationship?
Yes. How does that work?
I mean, it's got to be a boundary.
okay, say one of my friends that I trust say, and I'm just throwing out different examples, so we could cover our base here. Let's get in the comments. Make sure you guys in the comments. Let's help one another. What happens if one of my friends say, I don't like him. He's not right for you.
They don't have to be in a relationship with him.
Okay.
Everybody's not going to like your significant other. That's why y'all are in a relationship and everybody else are around your relationship.
Okay, but what if I've trusted this person all of my life and then now all of a sudden I shouldn't listen to that person?
Shouldn't listen. I ain't say you shouldn't take heed if they say it's something you need to watch, but it's still your relationship, not y'all relationship. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
I may not like somebody that my friend saw, and I've been in this situation. I didn't like a girl that one of my friends was talking to, but at the end of the day, that's his relationship.
How does a man like a girl? I can see a man not liking another man, but how a man don't like a girl?
Because you can see situations. I may see something, or I may know something from her past, or I may see.
Ooh, ladies, did you hear what he just said?
It's the truth.
From her past. What does a past have to do with the present?
I'm human.
And this is why I said, do people have the right, and do we give them room to change?
No, we don't, but we should. But I'm human. So by you saying that, okay, if my friend decides to be with a girl, like I said earlier, that's spread thin. I may not like her, but that may be the best person for him. I have to get to know her. Like,
right?
I've been in that situation.
Right.
I've been in that situation where I got a cousin. Me and him are like this, like brothers. We grew up next door to each other. And we went out of town to Orlando one day. He met this girl. Him and the girl met. They started talking. And at that time, we were younger. So she stayed in Daytona. And I was telling him, I was like, you still talking to that girl? And he was like, yeah. So as time went by, they said they were getting married. Well, we weren't hanging out with each other as much as we used to. So I didn't like her. Because I felt like, dang, she breaking up the whole group. As I got to know her, I started to love her as my cousin, just like him. So I didn't give her the benefit of the doubt at first, but then I seen where she was the best. She stopped drinking around her. He stopped doing a whole lot of stuff that he was doing, and I appreciated it. And I say, oh, okay, well, she helped him change. She didn't change him, because I hate when people say, oh, she completes me. No, she don't complete you. He don't complete you. He compliments you. Because whatever you had was already there. They just added on to it.
This is good. This is good. I think we should continue this conversation. I think we should continue this because you're hitting on some good things in regards to number one, you got to know her. This is one thing I want to look at and observe. Is it possible that although in someone's past they may be a little ratchet, but because they meet a certain person, that person actually is their match, and I have seen this, they become a totally different person in the company and in a relationship with that person.
I agree with you. It happens all the time.
Yeah, I've seen this.
They say you can't turn a whore into a housewife, but that's
I've seen it. I have seen it. And like I said, you guys, I've always hung out with a bunch of guys. Even in college, I watched this girl smoke weed like every day. Like every day. And he was a hoe. But they were in a relationship. Committed relationship. But together, as they matured and as they grow, they helped one another and they became two totally different people. Especially after they got pregnant. They were totally different people.
I got a friend right now, his sister is she is a pastor. But she didn't start out that way. And a lot of other people don't. It's a lot of people right now you meet, they're older, they weren't what they were 10, 20 years ago. And we all got to grow. They grew. They did what they're supposed to do.
This is good. Let's go on to the next phase of this conversation. Well, we talk about, you remember back in the day when we used to be playing the game and we messed up. I call redo, like I want to do that over. When is it okay to say in life, time out, I need to do that over?
When is it?
Yeah, when is it appropriate?
I don't think you can redo. You can just move past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it because if you hurt me, you can't redo that over. You just either move past or I can't.
You don't think you can?
I can't because I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah.
How can you redo? This ain't Grand Theft Auto.
Not unless I get you in them Men in Black.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way you can redo something.
Right.
Like I can't redo it because it already happened.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is move forward and hope and pray that, you know what I'm saying, our relationship can be what it was, or the friendship can be what it was if I really value you.
Yes, that's true. And we're talking about new beginnings. New beginnings, starting over to an extent. Because I do believe that you could just mess something up totally, completely from the beginning, and then if you really want it to work,
but you're not
you
starting
have
over.
to stop.
It's not starting over.
You don't think you can start over? I think you can.
I feel like you can. It can be on pause.
I've done it.
You started over.
I've had to.
How?
I've said we need to start over. This has went totally left.
But it still happened.
It did happen, and you know what? The history has made us stronger. To this day, we're very good friends.
Mm.
And
so it was press pause. It was press pause. It's like you watch.
No, wasn't no pause. It had to stop.
But it still didn't start over because it happened. It's press pause.
We're arguing semantics here.
Listen, it's like this. If we watching the TV right now, we watching a movie and it's too loud, I press pause. I press pause. Even if I started over, I already know it happened.
If it's too loud, I just turn the volume down.
No, but I'm just saying, I already know it happened to that point.
Okay.
So, I'm watching the movie again, but I still already know it happened. So it's no surprise. If we watch a scary movie, it's no elements of surprise in that part of the movie because I already know.
And this is what I'm saying. That is the past. You can overwrite something that has already been written.
Nah.
Yes, you can.
I can't go with that.
Yes, you can. You can overwrite it.
No, because it happened. I can't overwrite it. I can't go. Friday is one of my favorite movies. I don't watch it 100,000 times. I can't change no scenes in that movie.
I bet you if the editor went back on the editing floor and he overwrit some stuff.
But guess what I'm gonna say?
He can do it again.
But guess what I'm gonna say though? What happened to the part where he fell on the ground?
And he's gonna say, as the editor,
but I still know it happened.
Yeah, that's history. That's history.
I still know it happened though.
This is the argument that people have every day when they don't let you start over.
It ain't no starting over to me.
Oh God.
It's not. I don't feel like you can start over. I feel like you can proceed.
And this,
you can proceed from where we stopped at.
This is the danger of the church too. The church do this too. They don't give people room to change.
Right.
I don't think that's fair.
But it may not be fair, but it's life. Because let me ask you a question. You have a child, and 18 years ago, this man was molesting kids. Because you can't give it a double standard.
Okay.
He was molesting kids. You put your kid in this daycare.
No.
But they telling you from the get-go, oh, he started over. Now he don't like kids no more.
That is an extreme.
No,
that is an extreme example.
But you can't separate.
You cannot. Yes, you can. You can separate the example of using a pedophile to starting a relationship over.
But you can't tell me that though. You can't. It can't be.
I'm not saying that it will wipe away from your memory. I'm not even starting over. Listen, I'm not saying that it will, number one, wipe away from your memory. I'm not even saying that it will result in how you handle a situation differently. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it will heavily influence how you handle a situation. Mm-hmm. Because if you made a decision, okay, let's try to begin again, mm-hmm. or to continue, mm-hmm. or to improve, then I am going to handle you in the context of your historical behavior. That is true. I agree with that. But at the same time, I have to give you room, I feel, to show me something different.
So it's still not starting over.
It's getting on my nerve.
It's still not starting over. That's just like I buy this house and they tell me, oh, 5 people died in here. But we took all of the paint down and we changed all the carpet. That still don't change that the 5 people died.
You right, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. Oh, no, ma'am.
That still don't change it.
No, ma'am.
That still don't change it. Only thing I can do is, if I'm going to be okay and comfortable, I can move on from what happened in here. Now, if they knock this house down and put a whole nother one house,
that's different.
That's different. I can stay in that one because ain't nobody died in that house.
So you saying, if a relationship has been damaged to the point that you either have to call it quits, till you would rather walk away and start something new than to try to begin again? That's horrible. How do you maintain any relationships?
If it's that bad, I'm saying.
Okay.
If it's
if
that
it
bad,
get to that extreme.
bad, because you hear a lot of women, you hear most women saying, "Oh, I don't want to leave because I don't want to start over." But 9 times out of 10, when you're in a relationship, what's the best part? Getting to know that person.
That is the best.
That's the best part.
Oh my God, the courtship is the best part.
Right.
The best part. First of all, based on what he said, or caveat on what he said, that's why it's important to have your own. So if it don't work out, you good. But at the same time, and I say this to you guys all the time, don't get independence and self-sufficiency mixed up. Because I encourage women to be self-sufficient, not independent. Because it's not natural, neither is it realistic to say you don't need companionship. That is a lie. Every person needs companionship.
Humans are social butterflies.
That's right. Whether introverted or extroverted, it don't matter. Everybody needs somebody. No man is an island. That is completely true. Regardless of how big your island is, that's up to you. But I personally believe, now based on what I'm saying, people will think I just let people railroad me, huh? But that's not what I'm saying. I am saying that you made me forget what I was saying. You looking at your phone and oh Lord, forgive us. What I'm saying is, I don't think it's healthy to be a doormat. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, I think it is okay to give people room, maybe once, twice, if you really Power Ranger save. But I think at least once to give people room to kind of...
I agree.
Like you say, depending on the severity of it.
I agree.
Because as long as your life is not in danger, that's man or woman. Because now we've entered the age where women are just as trifling as men. To where they're beating on men. To where they're out here cheating on men. I mean, you just can't say it's the man no more doing this stuff. It's both.
Yeah.
You know, even in homosexual relationships or lesbian relationships, trifling come in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
It always have, but it's been glorified more for men than women. Women have been low key with it. Men look like the man doing it. So it's always been around, just like homosexuality. It's always been around, but it's just glorified now. So it looked like, oh, there's more gay people out in the world. No, it's been more gay people. They just been hiding it because it wasn't okay. But now it's okay. So it's like we can bring it out on mainstream.
To be more out in the open. I don't know. When it comes to relationship, these things are tricky. When it comes to redoing, or even let's take it away from relationships for a minute, because we concentrate a lot on relationships, but a lot of our channel, I want to be self-improving, introspective, in regards to how we treat ourselves and giving ourselves room to kind of begin again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may have started off in high school and didn't finish.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And if we put a stamp on that, we could say, okay, failure. But if you begin again, I feel like we can rewrite failure.
But it ain't even really failure because
Into high school graduate.
It ain't even really failure because you may not graduate high school and end up being a millionaire.
That is true.
Look at the guy that owned Wendy's. He was a high school dropout, and he had a chain restaurant. Mm-hmm. So it's what another person's success is may not be a failure for you.
Right, and that is true because I would consider not finishing high school a failure for me.
Right.
Somebody else may not, like you say, they may not think of that. Or not being married and not having children. I don't think anything's wrong with that at this stage of my life. Somebody else may say, God, what's wrong with her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like people, she gay or something? Or what's wrong?
People think some things are the norm. I don't drink or smoke, but people like, oh, like what happened that you stopped drinking? Like it's the norm. Like everybody don't drink.
When you told me you didn't drink or smoke, the reason I was shocked about it is because you were a black man. Mm-hmm. You're not a regular churchgoer. Mm-hmm. So I put, based on my experiences, a lot of stigma on that and was like, you don't smoke or drink. Like, you know, no, it is men out here in the world who don't smoke or drink or live unhealthy lifestyle. Period, point blank. Now, I ain't knocking you if you like to do any of those things, but, you know, it don't edify a body, period, point blank. So don't get mad at me.
Right.
But I do think it's possible to have bad credit and then get that thing up. Mm-hmm. I do think it is possible, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to polarize a lot of church folk on this. I think it's possible to be married, get divorced, and to be successful at marriage again with somebody else.
I agree.
I really honestly think that.
I agree.
The reason I know you agree, but I'm saying it because a lot of church folk think that you should only be married one time,
but everybody make mistakes.
Everybody.
And just because you got with that person, I mean that's who you're supposed to be with.
And that mistake could have been the first one.
Right.
Okay, so moving forward, I like the idea of giving ourselves room to not just redo, but to reinvent ourselves. Mm-hmm. We live in an age now where, you know, back in the day, people used to be able to go on one job, retire from that one job. But now we're living in an age where you may have to copy-paste multiple jobs before you can retire. So you may work for multiple companies. Mm-hmm. So, you know, at what point is it too late to reinvent ourselves?
It's not.
Not even if you're 87? Mm-mm. On dialysis?
Because you can learn something new every day where you're supposed to.
That is true. Encourage the people.
But, I mean, I'm saying...
He done been on his phone the whole time.
No.
So his talking muscle is tired.
No, I wasn't on my phone there, but I'm saying it's true. Like you say, reinvent. Everything get reinvented. If you take from the first car that was built for now, would you buy the first car that was built right now?
No.
Why?
Because it's old looking.
Not even that. It was just made a lot better. I can get where I need to go quicker. It looks better. The gas mileage may be a lot better.
Efficient.
It's way more efficient. So that's with everything. The first pair of jeans you wouldn't wear them right now. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they may be in real denim. They may be heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so much that has changed and that you need to change. I'm not telling you to go with the times, but what I'm telling you is to keep up with yourself and make yourself better every day. That's what I'm saying. Because me making myself better every day means that I can compete with whoever because I keep myself to a situation where I don't have let nobody have nothing on me.
Right, I can be competitive.
Right.
But I'm competing with myself.
Right. Right, not with nobody else, because somebody gonna always be able to do something better than you.
That is so true.
But when you teach yourself to do other stuff that you didn't know you were capable of, that's a win for you.
Mm-hmm. I like what you were saying in the beginning. When you know your strengths and then you know your weaknesses. This is my theology. Now you can agree with it or not disagree with it.
Okay.
I believe like if I know what my strengths are, then I should focus more on my strengths. Because if they're my weaknesses, I'm never going to master my weaknesses. Only thing I can do at this point is waste time trying to strengthen them.
That's not true though.
I think it will be more efficient use of my time to surround myself that are strong, people that are strong in the areas that I'm weak, and master the areas that I'm strong
But
in.
what if it comes to a situation where you got to be the person?
Well, I just have to be efficient.
But if you're not working on it and you're not working on trying to master it, then are you going to be efficient?
Being masterful at something and being efficient are two different extreme bipolar levels.
But if you're not working on it and you're not putting that time into it, how would you get good at it? That's just like right now. Okay, they got a quarterback named Lamar Jackson, the best runner in the whole NFL. But his arm isn't developed to where it should be. To when if they take the run away from him, then what? So it's the off season now. Football, it's over. Guess what they're gonna focus on during the summer?
Training his weaknesses, I guess.
His arm.
Mm-hmm.
His arm, because if you make his arm, if you can get his arm up to mediocre, with him having this excellent other skill, then he's a threat.
That's all I just said. That's everything I just said.
But you just said you'll work on your strengths.
I would master my strengths and be efficient in my weaknesses.
Right.
That's what I said.
So listen what I'm saying. You didn't hear what I just said.
That's what you just said.
No, it's not.
Okay, say it again then. I didn't hear
I
you.
said if they can get his weakness up to even mediocre, and then he still has the other attribute
his
that he
strengths,
has,
which
right?
is mastered.
So what's going to take more focus? The weakness. Going to take more focus to get closer to the strength.
I don't think so.
How?
Because
so if during the summer they don't work on his passing as much as his running.
First of all, it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. You have to invest 10,000 hours.
I'm not talking about mastering.
Okay.
If they work on more of what he's already good at this summer and work less at what he's not good at, he's still going to be in the same space.
That's not an efficient use of time, I don't feel. This is what I'm saying, to focus on your weaknesses. Number one, if they're my weaknesses, I'm always going to be weak there. I'm not going to be as strong as I am in my strengths.
That's not always true.
I'm not listening.
That's not always true, because you got people, you got Jason Kidd came into the NBA. And it's on stats. You can look at it. He came into the NBA not knowing how to shoot a jumper, not knowing how to shoot a three-pointer. And at the end of his career, that's what he's known for.
Okay, let me just say this. This how I feel. Mm-hmm. I am not going to waste my little short time on this earth, my little vapor of a moment of a life, worried about improving, putting so much energy into proving something that I am naturally weak in.
I will.
I'm not doing it.
I will.
I'm not doing it. This is where I'm at with it. This is why a partner is so necessary. Mm-hmm. Especially for a woman and a man both. Because what one is not, the other one is. I watched my parents do this for years. Right. What my daddy wasn't, my mama was. What my mama was, my daddy wasn't.
Right.
So this is why, and I think being in a partnership, I think it's natural. But it don't happen for everybody.
But that's being in a partnership. But when you by yourself, I told you, I listen to Eric Thomas all the time. One thing he said is he know he was good at speaking. He know. But what he had to do is get his stage presence down. That was his weakness. He worked on his stage presence. So now you got his stage presence with him speaking. That's a double threat. It's a dual threat.
I think we're talking about two different types of weaknesses, because you're talking about a weakness related to your strength. And in that area, yes, I would improve those areas. Anything that can feed my strength, I am going to invest time in it. For me, I suck at math. I'm not fit to get no time today. I'm fit to just go get a calculator. Mm-hmm. I'm not fit to sit down and have to relearn my timetables and go back to geometry. I'm not fit to do all of that.
But what would you do if you were still in school? If you were still in grade school?
But I'm not.
But you're not. But I'm saying if you were still in grade school, what would you do? You can't get a calculator when it comes to tests.
Then I count on my fingers.
That's just like now. My daughter's weakness is math.
Mm-hmm. For most girls, it is.
But what I did, I go get a tutor. Mm-hmm. I go get a tutor to focus on math. She don't need the help with everything else because she's doing what she's supposed to. So I take that weakness that she has and I'm building it up now.
And you know what? She, at the end of it, she may only be sufficient in it.
Right. But I still, if I didn't put the time into that, what would she do? That grade would steady get lower.
But this is what I'm saying. Sufficiency is only what is required. We don't have to be masterful in our level, in our weaknesses. But this is what I'm saying.
If you don't get at least better at it, it'll go down even more. As
long as you're better is sufficient when it comes to your weaknesses, we'll take it.
Nah, everybody ain't gonna take that.
Yes, we'll take it. Yes. Everybody, you want to know why? Because if you can present me with a masterful strength,
everybody ain't gonna take mediocrity.
No, you're not. You are twisting what I'm saying. If you can present somebody with a masterful strength, how does that make a person mediocre?
Because what I'm saying is, yeah, you may have, like I said, I may be looking for a running back for football, and he may be good at running, but I need somebody that can run and break tackles. And if he's just okay at breaking tackles, I'm gonna take somebody that got a balance of both of them.
And that's what you have to decide.
I'm gonna let him pass. I'm gonna pass him because yeah, he fast, but every time he get tackled, every time somebody try to tackle, they tackle him. I can take him. He ain't as fast, but he gonna break some tackles. I want him. I don't want him that got this massive strength. He running a 4.2 and a 40. I want him. He running a 4.4, but I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get more out of him than I'm gonna get out of him.
You done? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'd rather take somebody that's very strong in an area.
That's just like we had a basketball team, and you had.
Why you keep talking sports though?
But because I'm a man. I like sports.
Okay, well I'll talk.
You take a basketball team. You take all the best athletes. Let's take we finna do a painting. You take all the best painters and put them on your team. Oh, my fault. You put all the best painters on your team, right? I take a team of painters that's gonna work together. Mm-hmm. Guess who's gonna get the job done first?
I guess the team who working together.
Right. But you got all the best painters. Because you got one painter, he gonna feel like, well, I'm the best painter. And you got another one, I feel like I'm the best painter. I should start it up. And I should do this and I should do that. When we putting the plan together, hey, you do this side, I'm gonna do the middle. I'm gonna do this side, you do the bottom.
Okay, and this is my whole point with knowing yourself, because if you're a solo singer, you're not gonna volunteer and sing background.
But what
if you're a painter and you're an artiste, you're not gonna volunteer to work on a mural with a group of people.
Not always true. You must have never seen the song.
I'm not saying that's
We Are the
exclusive.
World.
That's what I'm saying. I am not saying that it's exclusive to everyone. Like me, I'm a solo singer, but I sing background in a minute.
Right.
I love fading into doing a little doo wop bop bop.
But look, we got somebody like Michael Jackson.
Right. He ain't singing nobody background.
But he did.
Who?
And We Are the World.
Oh yeah, but
okay, but what?
No, I'm just saying that is actually a great example
of what.
But he also had some highlight moments in that song too.
Yeah, but he still was a background singer.
He was a background singer, as every other soloist that came through and
which was a great artist at that time.
Right.
Right. So sometimes you got to be up front, and sometimes you got to be in the back.
That is true to an extent.
You had other great singers on there that didn't get no part.
That's true. Very true.
That feel like they the best. And you got to think about it. Some of the people that was on there, Michael Jackson couldn't out-sing them if they had to sing and do a sing-off.
That is true.
But they still fell back and did what they had to do.
But to my point,
Mm-hmm.
every great singer in the world wasn't on that project.
They wasn't.
To my point.
They wasn't. I agree with that. But the one out of the ones they had, you had some great singers.
That's correct.
That had no leading role and was okay with it.
That's right. That is correct.
Because they was a part of it. They was a team player.
That's correct. But I'll still go and say, for me, and I guess this is why everybody's different, I'm not supposed to invest a whole super lot of time in something that I'm weak at. If I know, and then this is what's crazy, because I could do accounting. I can do it. It does not give me pleasure to go run down a dime.
Mm-hmm.
That does. It's tedious. It's draining. It's frustrating to me. That don't bring me joy. Mm-hmm. Because I was so, and this is what's so crazy to me. Because my career was going where it's going, I went back to school to get a business degree. I've already told you and admitted to the public I don't like math. Mm-hmm. And I'm not very good at it. Mm-hmm. But I went back to school because I knew, looking at a lot of these stories, mm-hmm. if you don't know how to manage your money and manage your business, you're not going to hold on to wealth. Mm-hmm. So I had to go back to school to become sufficient. Mm-hmm. in these areas. As long as I'm sufficient, I'm good. Mm-hmm. So I can talk, when I'm talking to the expert, I can follow along and know what he's saying. And I can say, oh, no, that's right. No, that's wrong. I can have some context and some base for it. Mm-hmm. So in that context, yes, I can agree with you. Mm-hmm. But not all the way.
Okay.
Just for the fun of it, just not all the way.
I got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a long episode, and we have broken this thing up into 2 parts. I hope that you have gotten something out of this conversation. The need to train others how to treat you is a necessity. And giving yourself permission and room to grow and to become the person that you ideally want to grow and become. We will maybe address this topic at another time. But until then, you all have a good night, and thank you for joining the Noble File.